This is the first time I've gone on a field trip outside of a class in Philadelphia.
We're happy to be here.
When I was a kid, when you did a field trip, I used to have to get you or students, you'd have to get them to sign a permission slip from their parents. There are no permission slips. There's this really, you're all adults, all the students are adults.
We found the beach, and now here we are just enjoying a beautiful view.
But the structure of it is, you're right, it's like a field trip. Hi, my name is Robert Morier. I'm a professor at the Charles D. Close School of Entrepreneurship at Drexel University. As a professor, I co-teach a course that we recently designed called Funding for Impact. And the idea around Funding for Impact is getting students familiarized with the world of venture capital and philanthropy. So the way I thought about doing this is, rather than going at it alone, I would try to incorporate a co-teacher in this journey. So I called a friend. I called Kate Williams, the Chief Executive Officer of 1% for the Planet, which historically was known as Patagonia's nonprofit, but is its separate and distinct entity. As a nonprofit, they work very closely with businesses, their members, as well as environmental nonprofits. So it exactly fit that mold that we were looking for in this course. So I called Kate up, I asked her if she'd be interested in doing it, and she said yes. We knew that she'd be coming down to Philadelphia at least 2 or 3 times. But we had this idea as the course was progressing that we should take the students to Burlington, Vermont. This is where 1% for the Planet's headquarters is. This is where a lot of their operations are based and oriented. For clarity, 1% for the Planet, their offices are headquartered in a shared workspace called Hula. And it's a really interesting, innovative space that's right on the lakeside here in Burlington. So for all of us to be here is really amazing.
Vermont is amazing. I might move here tomorrow. This is a really small, quaint little town. And then you just come here and then there's this whole startup ecosystem that's just like hiding under all this greenery. It's amazing.
I was joking around with some of the students. If this were here when I graduated, I probably would have never left Burlington. It's so cool. I mean, you really are in their offices. So, on one side, you're being very careful about not to say too much because you're walking by them with your lunch and they're on a work call. But on the other side, you're really seeing all of these entrepreneurs, all of these small businesses operate. And I think to have that transparency into those businesses is equally awesome for the students. They get to see that. So I was thrilled. It was a little bit unexpected. I didn't recognize or realize how much things have changed since I went to school here.
So this building is amazing. I don't know if you got a lot of shots of it, but it's a refurbished oven factory. Watch out, you're gonna hit. It's a refurbished oven factory. The green space, there's solar. Maybe this is just Vermont in general, but it was really interesting to see this building. So, and also like Hula, they invest in some of their tenants, which is kind of it's really unique.
One of the things we were really grateful for is that Kate rolled out the red carpet for us.
Yeah, let's do that.
This would be nicer.
It's giving.
So the 2 things we have planned are, one, my colleague Rebecca, who we walked by, but I didn't point her out because I wanted to let her finish doing her work, but she's going to be coming over and speaking with us.
When I was in college, I was majoring in English and art.
To meet with her staff and as importantly, to meet with one of her business members was incredibly unique. We had a gentleman who was representing a 1% for the Planet business membership, and he runs an insurance company.
Right, well, I grew up in Vermont, so I had a strong appreciation for nature, which I know was one of the threads that made all this happen over time. So I decided to get started with the first change of this. It's taken me a couple of years, almost 9 years ago, and it really just all came together. So less than 6 months, I moved back to Vermont, DC area. That's when I
To listen to a company that deals with insurance, historically a very stodgy industry, talk about it from an impact lens was incredibly unique. I did not expect in any way, shape, or form for our 45 minutes to be filled with something that we were all really kind of on the edge of our seat listening to, an insurance discussion. But in the end, it was just incredibly interesting, the business that this person has built and what he's doing with it now. It's really innovative. So just seeing that innovation kind of pouring out of this office and out of his business has been really exciting. Let's give a big round of applause.
But thanks for coming, and I want to hear at some point, like, what are some of your takeaways?
I thought it was really interesting how he was able to put a nonprofit spin on insurance, which of all financial services, like industry stuff,
I feel like the space is incredible. I feel like it harbors the idea for innovation. I only hope others can get to see what we saw today in future as well.
Being mechanical engineering, this is such a different world of experience and immersion, getting to see all this, so it's definitely enlightening.
If we are committed to making change, there's so many different ways and avenues that we can find ways to do that.
My takeaway is simple: be stubborn and build a network of people who support you.
If you want to build a sustainable company, you can.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this was awesome. So great to get to spend some time with you all in person. Awesome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
So for me, being a graduate of the University of Vermont, it was really a full circle moment. So selfishly, I was game for a trip to Burlington, but I knew that there had to be some hurdles to overcome to do something that not a lot of courses get to do, which is engage with the chief executive officer, engage with the staff, engage with the mission in their headquarters. And we've done that over 10 weeks. So through all that, we've created this truly experiential course. And we get to sit here on Lake Champlain in Vermont on a day when it's 80 degrees and sunny, and we can just really appreciate what we've just had to experience.
I found a little guy. Don't back up, it's fine. It's chill. All right, I'm gonna put him back because I'm kind of worried for his health.
One of the things that I think will be the true takeaway, or one of the true takeaways from this trip, are the relationships that we all forged with each other.
One thing I'm really grateful for on this trip, to be really, really real for a second, is that I'm sad it took this many weeks. I think a lot of us became friends on this trip. A lot of people walk into a class, and it's like, you don't know anyone, and then you never speak for 10 weeks, and you just go off. I was roomies with Josiah, him and I became buds. That I'm really grateful for.
When you get outside of your campus, when you get outside of the classroom, and you start to experience kind of those real life situations with people.
All right. Okay, I'll just start talking. So
that you may not know that well. You've had class with them, and you may have passed them, in the Starbucks or on the quad.
Hey Sid, so why didn't you tell me about what you enjoyed about this trip?
But to be out and experiencing all this as a community, it's really a special opportunity for students. And it is for me too. I get to know the students significantly better, more so than I would in a classroom. That doesn't mean I'm going to be any easier on them for their grades, but I'll still, make sure that I have that, ability to bring in those qualitative aspects to what I saw in all of them. And I saw some really incredible things, and I saw some really incredible community.
Lake Champlain.
Lake Champlain, yes.
Yeah, don't complain because we're at Lake Champlain. Hashtag that, make it a slogan, 2024, Callum White, thank you very much. We're just enjoying the last hour and a half in this beautiful state before we take a flight back home to Philly.
Half of us are graduating after this trip basically in 2 weeks. So this is like the last time a lot of us are hanging out together. So I feel like this is the best ending anyone could have for a college life.
It feels like the ending of a movie, like that we didn't even plan the ending for. It's like credits are about to roll,